I'm delighted to introduce Cardeana Harris, a graduate of Friends of the Children in Portland. She's an educator, a coach, an incredible advocate for youth in Memphis, Tennessee. Her story is powerful, and it's a reflection of what Friends of the Children makes possible. A professional mentor who stands by a child's side, helping them navigate every challenge, celebrate every triumph for 12 plus years, no matter what. Please join me in welcoming Cardeana Harris.
Can you hear me? Okay. So, when I was in 11th grade, I ran away. I know that's probably not the first thing you thought you would hear from me tonight, but keep listening. I was an all A and 1B student. I'm still mad about that B, but that's a different story. I told my mom pretty much everything. The same way I would talk to my friends would be like the same way I would talk to my mom. But one Friday night, things changed. I asked my mom if I could go to a teammate's house for a sleepover, and she said no for like the 100th time. I didn't understand. I was a good kid, but my mom was always telling me no. Why? I don't know. I got sick of it. So I packed a bag, wrote a note, left my phone, and ran away. 3 days later, a woman named Miss Renee finds me, talks the best sense into me, takes me home, and leaves me there to fend for myself with a mad and sad mom. That conversation with Miss Renee and my mom changed something in me that day. They both gave me a new perspective on life. Much wasn't said, but when Miss Renee talked about being a mom and what it was like raising a daughter from her point of view, everything started to make so much more sense. Miss Renee was my mentor through Friends of the Children. I was in the 6th grade when she started mentoring me. And she was with me until I graduated high school, and she would also be my friend after that. Miss Renee saw something in me, and she challenged me every step of the way. She literally helped me with everything: school, family, friends, and just understanding who I was and the woman I was becoming. She was also the one who encouraged me to join extracurricular activities. So when I talk about what a professional mentor means to me, I talk about Miss Renee. She kept me going. Sometimes when you have other people who are there for you, they make you want to do better. They count on you to do your best, even when you feel like you don't want to. That brings me to when I started college. I wanted to go to a 2-year school, and Miss Renee said, nope, we're not doing that, Cardeana. You're smart, so you're gonna go to a 4-year college. So I did. I went to Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi. I studied biology and got my bachelor's degree. And after school, I started to work towards being a pharmacist. But I quickly realized that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to work more closely with people, so I became a teacher. And the funny thing about me being an educator is that I didn't think I can do it. Like, I really didn't think that it was for me. But then I think about my professional mentor, Miss Renee, my time with Friends of the Children, and work from my other teachers who made a difference in my life. And then that's when I realized I had lessons that I could pass on. Now, I love being an educator, but if you had known me when I was a little girl, you might be surprised. Of course, I was talkative and adventurous, but I was also really reserved and kept to myself at times. And there was some hard stuff going on at home, too. My mother was raising me and my brother and sisters on her own. My father took his own life when I was an infant, And my grandma was around to help, and she was a wonderful support. But when I was in elementary school, her life was taken. That is a lot for a little girl to process. But because of people like Miss Renee, I became the leader I am today and ready to share my gifts with others. Miss Renee passed away 5 years ago, and it was hard. She was always there for me. She pushed me to be the best I could be, and she believed in me, sometimes more than I believed in myself. I wish she could see my life now. I'm 30 years old, and I work as a behavioral health specialist at Cumbin Intervention Center in Memphis, Tennessee. I also I also coach both varsity volleyball and high school track and field. And I'm graduating with my master's in 2 weeks. But my dream job is to work at Friends of the Children in some capacity. I'm always advocating for Nationals to open a Memphis chapter, wink, wink. They keep trying to get me to come here, y'all. Even in my personal life, it kind of affected me. So I am married now to an also teacher. He teaches history, but he teaches at the rival high school. So there's a lot of competition going on. But we did beat them in volleyball, so I'm up one. While Miss Renee wasn't at my wedding, she is in my heart. There were so many times I thought about giving up when things were hard, and Miss Renee is the reason I didn't. She was always there for me, and I didn't want to let her down. Miss Renee taught me so much in my time at Friends of the Children. She helped me become a student, an athlete, a woman, an educator, and a coach. When I think about my time with Miss Renee, I'm so happy and proud that I get to pass on the lessons that she taught me. Thank you.